Okay, in this video I want to show you how you can set up a Google Hangout in case you ever need to have any sort of virtual office hours or you ever need to meet with a student online instead of in person. So I'm going to show you two different ways, first within the calendar and then through the Meet application, the Meet Google application. Both ways will work. It's really a matter of preference, whatever just works better for you. So we're going to start with the calendar methodology. So if you're in Google Calendar here, you're going to just create a new event in your Google Calendar. All right, the traditional pop-up comes up, but we're going to hit more options. All right, we titled just like anything else you would want it to call. Maybe this will be office hours, or if you're going to meet like a whole class, let's say virtually, you could just call it that, but the title is really up to you. Same things, you pick the date and the time. So let's say my office hours are going to be from 8 to 10 on April 27th, something like that. All right, and then the key here is this Add Conferencing piece. We're going to click that, and we're going to click Hangouts Meet. Now this is automatically going to generate a Google Hangout, or I should say a Google Meet, which is a virtual meeting space within Google. Now only students and faculty and members of Notre Dame can access these links. That's the nice part about this, is that only Notre Dame folk can access these kinds of links. So this will automatically be created, and then over in this Add Guest piece, you can just type in certain people that you want to invite. So maybe we'll invite Kim, and we can invite Andy, and you would just list out whichever students you would want to be added into this this meet. If you have a full class, you can just add in the class. If you have a small class, I think that's the way to go. Or if you have a sort of mail list with, let's say period 3 Spanish, you can just type in that. But that would only be for certain setups. I'm not going to send them invitations so that they don't get bombarded. Everything else is fine. You would then click Save, and it automatically appears on your calendar. Now, when everyone is notified that they have been invited to this office hour, so let's say maybe a student has requested this, and you send them this link, you typed in their name, it's automatically going to be added to this calendar, and they'll have the opportunity to automatically click the Hangouts Meet. If they just click this link in their calendar, it'll go directly to a sort of a virtual conferencing space. So that's one way to do it. There's another way to access Google Meet, and it's typing in meet.google.com. If you go to this site, this is essentially going to Google Meet without going through the calendar piece. So I tend to start with the calendar because I'm comfortable with it. But let's say you want to be able to quickly invite an entire class into a certain into a meeting. You can just start a new meeting right from here. And I have my camera blocked. You would be able to unblock it. But the key here is that if you send this link out here, so we see this meet.google.com/ and then there's a bunch of letters here, that link can be sent out to students and they can all join the same meeting. Or if you want to send it out to teachers, it's all the same meeting. So instead of having the calendar invite, which might work for just a handful of students, if you wanted to get a whole class in there very quickly, you can just copy this link and then let's say email it to them or add it to your Google Classroom. And that way that gets everyone on the same page. Again, this only works as, this works as efficiently as you are in your class. So I would be very clear on if you are doing any sort of virtual meeting, be clear on the expectation. Either tell the students to look out for a calendar invitation or to look out for this particular link. And then I would also say don't dial in. If you're trying to build a bit of a relationship up, encourage that webcam piece there so that they're not just phoning in with a phone and not being able to really see you and build that connection. I would encourage you to stress to them that they want to get that virtual piece. So both ways will work in getting you to set up virtual office hours or a virtual classroom using just your Google account.